Whoa. Okay, so I've been waiting for this deck literally forever. I think about it like literally 2 months ago. It's taken forever to get here. And it's called the Occult Tarot by Travis McHenry. First off, this deck is not for everybody. All right, this deck has to do with demonology. Yes, demons. Now, before I even get into this, okay, why do I have this if I teach light work? And well, I don't really teach light work. I teach how to bend reality, and I focus mostly on light work because I just don't only know light work. I most recently this year started really understanding a lot about demonology and the misconceptions about demons and how religion has twisted the imagery of demons depending on who you are and how you understand reality, right? I'm an alchemist. I train in this type of work to make sure that no one tells me what to believe in. I always do my own personal research. And since I do this all day, every day, I slowly started getting drawn to King Solomon, who King Solomon ended up writing the Gryosha and the Greater Keys, the Lesser Keys, which are books basically saying how to control demons. Like King Solomon's books are basically talking about his journey capturing these major demons and like encompassing them in like circles like this so that they could do his bidding. So they did everything from help him attain wealth to defeat his enemies to help him community build, etc., etc., etc. King Solomon, yes, the same King Solomon that's like described in the Bible. A lot of people don't know that King Solomon was an alchemist, and King Solomon contributed a lot of magic in the occult, okay? So it's called the Occult Tarot because I don't think he wanted to call it like the Demon Tarot, right? It's not for everybody, you know what I mean? But I'm going to review it. Again, I love this deck because I can combine it with like other decks like the Angel Tarot, the Hermetica, and the Thoth Tarot. I use this only for spell casting. I don't use it for divination, okay? The box was cool. I mean, the box is really, really fancy. The book was like whatever, you know. I've already been doing demonology studies for a while now, but you know, each one is depicted here, what their purpose is. You could always go into King Solomon's books and read more about it. They have the sigils from King Solomon's books, so they're in alignment. I did the research to make sure that they were in alignment. So yeah, this is actually a factually correct book. The only thing is like the box itself. You can see how this came like busted. Now, I don't care about the box. My problem is not the box. It's the fact that the cards could potentially get damaged if that's one of the cases, okay? And I'm going to show you with a different deck what I mean. It didn't happen with this deck, but it happened with the other deck that I ended up getting. So it comes with a decent book. The book's not going to give you all the details about the demons that are found in here and stuff like that. So, you know, you might want to still get one of King Solomon's books and read more about it if you want to do it. If you want to use this for traditional tarot, then cool. It's no big deal. Most people don't know this, but the tarot does have demonology kind of like aspects to it embedded. It's called the shadow aspects of the tarot. Most people don't know that. Most people have only focused on the light aspects of the tarot, which is also kind of one of those things. It's like, you know, what I really did like was this red foil on the side. That was dope. I really did like that. One of the problems, though, is that the cards, when you first open up the box, the cards feel like they're good quality, but I literally opened them up and I only had them out for less than, I don't know, a couple hours. And you can see like there's this bend, this warp, okay? Let me pull one out if you can see it. You see that warping in the card? That means that these cards are not high quality, okay? Even though they may feel at first when you open them and they're brand new that they're high quality. I've had to actually put books and stuff like that on top of this, and I've even had to grab it and kind of like put a little bit of a bend to them because, you know what I mean? Like, here we go. Had to like even grab them and like do a little bit of something like that because they've warped. And that's never a good sign with a tarot deck. If your tarot deck warps in just a couple hours, if you see what I mean? That's not cute. That is absolutely not cute. And it didn't just happen with this deck. It happened with the angel deck that I ended up buying. That's the twin to this deck. So, I mean, it's not going to kill me, you know what I mean? But I would be, if I were using this for actual tarot, I would be so pissed at this. This is not cool. Especially because this deck can go anywhere between $30 up to $70, depending on the time where you end up purchasing it. Sometimes it's really hard to find, so it's going to cost you more on the $70 range versus finding it when it's available, and you can get it for cheaper when it's getting produced again. So that's one of the things that I didn't really like. The artwork is pretty dope, and they even give you like explanations to each demon. So you'll get the name of the demon, the inscription, the insignia, even like some of the summoning spells if you wanted to use them, and then what that demon is particularly good for. That demon is also associated to a particular aspect of the tarot. So you can use this to read tarot. You can use this to spellcast if you know a lot about demonology or the King Solomon's books. But I wouldn't mess around with these demons or anything like that if you're a newbie in this art. Even if you think that you've been messing around with like demons and stuff like that for a while because you're a witch or something like that, I'm just going to tell you, with great power comes responsibility. And like alchemists like myself, we have tricks up our sleeves that some of you don't even know yet, okay? So just take it with a grain of salt. The deck is pretty thick. You see that? Like, that's like, if I were using this for divination, I probably would be really annoyed. Just because of like the fact that they're so thick. Don't forget to give me a like, a follow, a share. Follow me on Instagram and on TikTok. Support the cause on Patreon. Your support allows us to keep doing what we're doing. Gives you more content like this, baby. You can take classes there, meet new peeps. And as you can see, it's kind of like hard for me to pull them out because of the warping already. Like, you hear that? You see that? That warping makes it even hard to like grab it. So for tarot, and if you look at it, like I'm gonna show you. You see that? The warp. That's not cool. I don't like. It really pisses me off. So yeah, a little bit more about demonology. Demons are just beings that had a different opinion. So if you even thinking about like humanity, there's humans who believe in one story of reality, and there's humans that believe in a different story of reality, right? That's the same thing that kind of like happened with the angels and the demons. It was the fact that some didn't want to be like God's bitch, pretty much. And they were like, there's something else for us. This is not for us. And then they were demonized. Another thing about demons that people don't know, demons were previously gods in other cultures that were benevolent. So some demons, for instance, may have been the rain god that certain cultures prayed to save their culture. They may have been the god's love in another culture, and then they became like the god of like adultery and the common demonology that we understood. Now these are warpings of interpretation similar to the original text of the Bible, the original untranslated text. There are no passages that even talk about homosexuality. And the translated version actually changes the word boy to man and gives it a different connotation. So the translated version wanted to push its own agenda and basically made homosexuality an issue. But in the original text, it actually says that pedophilia, sleeping with boys, men sleeping with boys, is a problem. So then we start saying, okay, if religion ended up doing that to those types of texts. And if you do enough research on demonology, you'll end up realizing, oh crap, like, you know, it's some of these demons were actually really good beings for other cultures. That's where you can start calling something about manifest destiny, if that's what you want to talk about, and you believe into cultural appropriation. This is like the cultural appropriation, which a lot of people like to fight for, is usually religion itself. So this is another one, like Baal. This one in another culture is called Baal. Okay, and he literally controls the weather, the rains, lightning, and cures the causes of pestilence. Does that sound like an evil being to you? No, because the Canaanites used to pray to this being when their crops were dying, and none of them wrote anything horrible about that being. But again, take this as you believe. I'm not here to tell you, hey, you should be doing this or doing that. And if some of you are like, Amun's another one. Okay, so Amun in Egyptian culture is the god Amun. The god Amun in Egyptian culture is the god of the unconscious mind. Like everything that is being hidden from your own consciousness because you are too in the illusion to actually see it. He's not a bad guy at all. He just knows all the secrets of the cosmos. And this is another great reason, like, you know, in demonology, Amun is a specific being that reveals the past, present, and future, reconciles friends and enemies. That's literally the Egyptian god. That's crazy, right? So that's why you got to take things as a grain of salt. Do your research. Don't take my word for it. And if you know more about this than I do in any respect, I'm speaking about what I've been taught by King Solomon, by my guides. I'm not here to argue with you on what demons what and why they do whatever. I'm just literally sharing my story and showing you a deck. Some of you might be asking me, okay, well, how do you use these then? Why would you be using demons to do specific things? Me particularly, I use demons as like guard dogs. They're like my greyhounds. My shepherds. What kind of? My Rottweilers. There we go. I was trying to think of a dog that's like a protective guard dog. Yeah. And I don't send them to do anything bad, but like being a shaman, sometimes you run into some sticky situations, and it's really good to have certain demons that are loyal to you. And if you have somebody who's trying some negative stuff on you, they'll take care of it. Never start a fight, but always be prepared. Always have a trick up your sleeve. Now, I'm not saying that to certain perceptions either these beings are not dangerous, because they can be. But as you raise your consciousness in alchemy, there are times where things change. For instance, did you know that in alchemy, the devil, Set, Lucifer, whatever you want to call him, presents himself only to alchemists that are at his caliber? So like if you're an alchemist that really knows your stuff about reality, you really know how to like bend reality, the devil will want to hang out with you without you asking him anything, because you guys are on the same level and he wants to be friends with people who are at his level. How do I know this? Not only through text, but I also experienced it. This year, at the time that I'm recording this, I remember at first it started happening where the devil came through and started just like, it was almost like we were just chilling. And it was really weird because I wasn't even afraid. And it was almost like he just wanted to be my friend. And I was really like intimidated by it. I was like, oh my God, I don't know what's going on. And then I went to check out more about it. I started reading more about it. And I was like, oh my God, so he's trying to be my friend because I know so much about bending reality that now he, like, and it says like the devil doesn't have many friends. So whenever an alchemist is able to do stuff of that like caliber, he wants to be your friend. But they also tell you, don't ever take a favor. Don't ever ask him for anything either, which I haven't. I like it. The shuffling is not bad. I mean, except for the, you see that? You saw how that card clacked? It's going to happen again when I do it. Hold on. There you go. That's because of the warping. So these cards are not going to last long. If I were using them for regular tarot, they would not last long at all, just because I shuffle so fast that they would clack with each other. They're also like this matte finish. So, you know, it's not for everybody, but you know, if you're into cartomancy, this might be the thing that you might want to get into. Let me know if you have this deck. Let me know if you've been using it. If you want to learn how to do cartomancy, bending reality with tarot, take my Quantum Tarot course. Follow us on Instagram, TikTok, subscribe, comment, share, and support us on Patreon. I'm sending you so much love.